Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nordic Mindset Gym, live mindset training every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central European Time. And we will also put this recording on YouTube every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central European Time if you're unable to make it. Now, we want all of you to be here for the live training. But obviously, if you can't, you can always catch it on YouTube. So, what is Nordic Mindset Gym? Well, Nordic Mindset is a mindset training program founded in Denmark by Søren Lyng, our founder, who has worked with positive psychology and mindset tools and psychological strategies for the better part of a quarter of a decade, more than 25 years. Nordic Mindset is a mindset training program with 32 mindset tools and psychological strategies that you learn through daily video training for 120 days, through live trainings like this one, through talks with a certified mindset mentor who guides you all the way through your program to help you stay accountable to the goals you set and to help you implement the tools, not just know them theoretically, but to implement the tools so that they can actually change your life. We also have PDF worksheets for each one of our 32 tools. The program is structured in a way where you first start with an introduction to Nordic Mindset for about 3 weeks. Then you go into your focus choices where you can actually choose whether you want to learn to manage and eliminate stress or manage and eliminate anxiety. If you want to work on better relationships or more structure in your life, or anger management and emotional control. So you actually get to choose two of these five focus choices where we work with three different tools for each focus choice. After that, you go into our main course, and that brings you to a total of 120 days of mindset training. Now, this is my Nordic Mindset Gym live free mindset training. So this is just a sneak peek of what awaits those who decide and commit to do the entire full program. We also have certified mindset mentors on this call. Sometimes they will help me, sometimes they will join in with stories from them, maybe from their clients, of course, without mentioning names, because of course we have client confidentiality. Everything you say in a session with a mindset mentor stays between you and the mentor. So today we're covering something really important. We're covering a tool called What is Actually Dangerous? Now, there are millions, if not hundreds of millions of people around the world who struggle with anxiety. Now, I live in Denmark. I'll tell you about Denmark. We're about 5.8 or 5.9 million people. We're a really tiny country. You can actually drive from one side of the country to the other side of the country in about 3 or 4 hours. So it's a pretty small country. Here in Denmark, we have no natural disasters. We have no tsunamis. We have no hurricanes. We have no floods. We have no earthquakes. I was just about to say we have no earthquakes, but actually, a couple of weeks ago, we had a minor earthquake, a little bit of a tremble, but nothing happened. We don't have any dangerous animals. We have two types of snakes, but they're not really dangerous. We have no poisonous spiders, no scorpions. We have no tigers, no rhinoceros, no elephant. Well, in the zoo we do, but we have no dangerous animals. We have cows and pigs and horses. That's all. We have no civil war. We have no terrorism. Despite of that, despite of Denmark being one of the safest countries in the entire world, we have hundreds of thousands of people struggling with anxiety. Now, isn't that strange? Isn't that weird that in a country where there is literally nothing to be afraid of, people struggle with anxiety? And I'll share with you why that is. Now, inside my brain and inside your brain, there is a small center for fear and threat assessment that is called the amygdala. Your amygdala sends out signals to your body if there's something to be afraid of. If there's a tiger chasing you, if there's a hurricane coming and you need to run and find shelter, your amygdala will interpret those thoughts and flood your body with adrenaline, which makes you run faster and react faster. It will flood your body with cortisol, the stress hormone. Now, in the event of a hurricane, or someone chasing you with a knife, or a tiger running after you where you need to find shelter and safety, that's a good thing because it makes you react faster. However, your amygdala also responds and reacts to perceived threats, to interpretations of maybe innocent thoughts and innocent situations that in fact are not dangerous at all, but you interpret them as being dangerous. Your amygdala will react the same whether you are in danger or whether you interpret something as being dangerous. Now, why is this a problem? Well, it's a problem because you're going to flood your body with cortisol, which destroys your immune system, with cortisol, which gives you inflammation, which makes you feel terrible. You feel unsafe, even though you might not be in real danger. So, in this assignment that we have in Nordic Mindset, we spend an entire 4 days on this one tool. So, this will only be scratching the surface of what this tool can do. But this tool is
La
called
ira,
What is Actually
de
Dangerous.
Canawe.
I'm just going to mute someone. So, in this assignment of what is actually dangerous, you're going to take a logical, rational look at the things in your life that you find dangerous, that trigger your anxiety. Now, it doesn't have to be big, overwhelming anxiety where you have a panic attack and don't leave your house. There's also that little silent anxiety, that little anxiety where you're in a meeting, maybe at your job, and you kind of want to say something, but you're afraid what others might think of you. You're afraid to be judged. That is also a kind of anxiety because it holds you back from pursuing and doing what you really dream of. Now, if you're at work and you have something on your mind, you have something that you really want to share, but you don't, then that's going to hold you back from maybe a career. That's silent anxiety. It's also silent anxiety, which I myself have had in spades. I'm telling you, for the first 37 or 8 years of my life, I was afraid to sing in front of other people. I would hum around the house. I would sing with my headphones in the garden, making sure no one could hear me. And then one day, my ex-wife actually signed me up to audition for X Factor in Denmark. And I am telling you, I panicked. Would you, if you agree with me, give me a minute, but if you agree with me on this, please send me thumbs up. Would you agree with me that singing in front of other people is in fact not dangerous? They will not hurt you. They will not strike you. They will not punch you. They will not lock you up and take away your freedom. They won't do anything other than tell you you suck, or you're kind of good, or you're really good. You should pursue this as a career. But I panicked. I was sweating, my heart was racing. I felt terrible in my entire body just by the thought of going on this audition for the Danish X Factor. And this is years ago. But I thought about it some more, and this was a couple of years after my mother had died, and she used to sing at church. And I thought to myself, one day I'll be gone. What if I like this? Even though I am really, really afraid of it, what if I just do it? And I did. I moved all my appointments for the Tuesday there where the X Factor audition was supposed to be. I moved all of them to Wednesday. And then I planned to go. And then the week before, I got an email from the X Factor audition team telling me that, oh, I couldn't come Tuesday, I should come Wednesday, where I had moved all my meetings to. I couldn't move them again, so I had my meetings and I raced to the X Factor auditions. My heart was racing as if I had just ran a marathon. I was sweating, I was feeling awful, but I still went. Now, because of my meetings, I came late and they told me, we're sorry, but we're not letting anyone in now. Try again next year. But then I did. I tried again the year after because I'd finally found the courage to go to that audition. I had convinced myself that even though it made me feel horrible, maybe I should do it because sometimes we need to shock the system. Sometimes we need to do something because it makes us feel unsafe. I'm not telling you to do something stupid, something truly dangerous, but I went. And guess what? They liked my voice. And because of that, I've been singing in a band for 10 years and I love it. I love singing in front of other people now. I'm not going to do it now, but I do love it. And I could have held myself back from all those gigs that I've played with my band where I feel alive, where I feel just powerful, where I feel great. I could have held myself back from that my entire life, not because it is dangerous to sing in front of other people, but because my brain interpreted it as dangerous. I hope you understand what I mean. Sometimes there are things in your life that are not dangerous at all, but we interpret them as being dangerous. And it holds us back from pursuing our dreams, from maybe having great. Dima asks if she could, if you could do a short chorus. I can't. Uh, you know what? For a company party, Nordic mindset, I'll grab the microphone and I'll do a karaoke. I promise you. I love Bon Jovi. Joanne is all happy. We'll do that one day, but you guys have to participate too, because it's not dangerous. It's just our imagination. So in the exercise, you write down things you fear, then you activate that rational part of your brain and you ask yourself, is this thing that I am afraid of? Is it to sing? Is it to go to an audition? Is it to sign up for acting class? Is it to is it to try to go for that promotion at work? Is it to talk to my boss about a promotion, about a pay raise? All of those things that we tell ourselves are dangerous. Are they truly, in fact, dangerous? Or is it just me trying to avoid something that is uncomfortable? So we have three types of thoughts. We have thoughts that are true. We have thoughts that are false. But we also have thoughts that are false but become true. We call them self-fulfilling prophecies. And sometimes these silent anxiety thoughts, these thoughts that don't make that where you feel uncomfortable, it's really not dangerous. It is simply uncomfortable because you haven't done it enough yet. You haven't put yourself out there. So, in this exercise, you will learn to see the difference between if something really is dangerous, then you definitely shouldn't do it if it really is dangerous. Like if you build a set of wings and you want to skydive from a skyscraper because you think you're a bird and you can fly, that's dangerous. Don't do that. That is truly dangerous. You should be afraid of that. But going to an audition, like in my case, or asking your boss for a promotion, for a pay raise, that's not dangerous. It's uncomfortable. Yeah, it can elevate your heart rate, but running makes your heart beat faster, and that's not dangerous. Running makes you sweat. That's not dangerous. It's actually good for you. So, in this exercise, what you will do is really learn to put on that captain's hat because your brain needs a leader. It needs that leader to be you. Your brain is longing to be led. Your brain is longing for you to assess rationally, not with your emotional brain, but with your rational brain, whether this thing that you're kind of afraid of or that kind of makes you feel uncomfortable, is this thing really dangerous or is it just uncomfortable to you? And many of the greatest rewards in life are on the other side of discomfort. They are on the other side of that breakthrough when you feel uncomfortable, but you do it anyway. Because you've been able to train your brain and put on your captain's hat and do the things that make you feel uncomfortable, but you do them anyway. It could be having that hard talk with your kid, could be having that hard talk with your parents about, hey, I want to move out. I'm afraid what they're going to say. Uh, this is actually another story from my life. I have a 20-year-old daughter, and in 7 days, she's moving out. Now, she lives with her mother, but still, it's a huge deal. And she was afraid to tell us that she, kind of wanted to live with a friend of hers, not a boy, but one of her best girlfriends. So they found an apartment together, but she was afraid to talk to us about it. And when she finally did, I said, but why haven't you told us sooner? I, I would have just said, that's fantastic, that's amazing. But she was afraid that her mother was going to get upset, that her mother was going to feel bad, that she felt like she was, you know, abandoning her mother or somehow letting her down. She isn't. We both agree that it's time. She's 20 years old. It's fine. So what you interpret as dangerous triggers the center, the amygdala, for fear and threat assessment. In this exercise, you write down what it is that triggers your amygdala, and then you assess with that rational, logical part of your mind, are these things truly dangerous or do they make you feel uncomfortable? And then you talk things through with a certified mindset mentor who helps you make an action plan to set things into motion so that you are not stopped by things that aren't dangerous, they're just uncomfortable. And you actually go beyond your fear, you break through, and you become a stronger person that way. You become a person who does more, who helps more, who becomes a better resource, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. Listen, you are not meant to be held back by things that aren't truly dangerous. You're not meant for that. You're meant for greatness. You're meant for bigger things. You're meant to have breakthroughs in your life. And in you doing that, you might be an inspiration for other people to start doing the same, right? Your example might inspire hundreds, maybe thousands of people to pursue their dreams, to not be stopped by their small insecurities. So what you interpret as dangerous might not be that dangerous at all. And how can you interpret things in a more rational, logical way? That is what this tool is all about. And that was all I had. We have 10 minutes for Q&A. If anyone has a question, if anyone wants to contribute, if any one of the mentors has some stories from students who have had great breakthroughs, please just raise your hand. It's very hot in Denmark, so I'll have a drink. And I bet there's people in Spain and maybe Portugal and South America and Africa who are laughing right now, who are laughing right now when I say it's really hot in Denmark because it's like 26 degrees outside. And in the weekend, it's going to be 32. That's like crazy hot for Denmark. But it's kind of humid, so, it is actually kind of hot. So if Maria, you're unmuted, is it because you want to say something? No, I'll just mute you then. That's okay. It's okay. So, listen, in Nordic Mindset, you are guided through daily video training, listening to a short mindset gym training like this one will not change much. It might give you an insight, but insight doesn't lead to change. It might give you new knowledge, but knowledge doesn't necessarily lead to change. If you want real change, if you want to change your neural pathways, you have to have continuous repetition, strategic repetitions throughout an extended period of time. You have to work with your thoughts to make your thoughts work for you and not against you, as we see many people actually have thoughts that kind of work against them. You have to have the support of someone who's on your side, a mindset mentor who keeps you accountable to yourself, to your dreams, to your desires of what breakthroughs you want in life. Um, you need to you need to work with a pen in hand. You need to write out. That's why we have an assignment. Maybe you'll be able to see it. It blurs out. But this is the assignment for what is actually dangerous. So the pen is your most powerful ally and your mindset mentor. The pen makes you become very specific and very clear about what it is you think. Now, we have 60 to 90,000 thoughts inside of our heads every day. Most of these thoughts are the same thoughts you had yesterday. And the voice inside of you is the one closest to you, so it is the voice you tend to believe the most. So if you have a thought, if you have a voice inside of you that tells you, no, I better not say something at work. I better not rock the boat. I better not, raise my hand and say that I have a suggestion on how to solve this problem because what if other people laugh at me and what if they think that it's a pointless suggestion? What if they say I'm no good? That's also silent anxiety. It's that little voice holding you back from reaching your highest potential. And I believe that there is immense potential inside of you. I think that all of us on this call, could be doing more, could be showing more to the world, could be a better resource for people, could be helping other people by becoming a better example ourselves. Someone once said that you should be the change you want to see in the world. So if you want to see a more bold and courageous community of people around you, be bold and courageous yourself. Set that example. If you would like the world to be more charitable, more helpful, be more charitable and more helpful yourself. You can set that example. Um, I'm just reading the chat. Thanks, mentor. Can we know what to do when fear engulfs a presenter and starts swearing? Do you mean sweating or swearing? Is it fear or and what can be the remedy to that person? Well, the remedy to that person would be to, yeah, sweating. Okay. Thanks, David. The remedy to that person would definitely to train your brain some more to stay in that logical, rational part of your mind because giving a presentation, unless things are different in the country where you live, it's not dangerous. I mean, I've given thousands of presentations here in Denmark in my life, and I have yet to experience anyone trying to kill me or hurt me or punch me afterwards. I've never experienced that. And I would hope that the presentations you give also don't inspire people to beat you up or to hurt you. We need to move into that rational, logical part of your brain. That's where you need to be coming from. That's the part of your brain that you need to train, that you need to train. You need to train that part of your brain to remain in complete leadership and to speak to yourself when your brain starts spiraling and starts misinterpreting, because it is a misinterpretation that giving a presentation is dangerous, because it isn't. Now, David, if I were to ask you right now, logically, rationally, is it dangerous to give a presentation? I think you would say no. Logically, rationally, no. It is not dangerous to give a presentation. But when you are in the midst of it, your thoughts can start to spiral. And that's where mental leadership really can benefit you. That's where training your brain really can benefit you. And I remember the first time I was on stage giving a presentation. I remember the first time I was on stage singing. I was scared, but it wasn't dangerous. That's what I realized. No one's trying to hurt me. They don't have guns. They're not trying to shoot me or anything like that just because I sing. They can tell me I'm no good, or they can tell me I'm good. I'll be fine. It's not dangerous. Judgment from other people is not dangerous. That's the point we need to get to, where we get to that point where we realize, okay, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Deal with it. It's uncomfortable, but it isn't dangerous. That's the point where your rational, logical part of your brain needs to come to, and it needs to overrule that part of your brain that activates the amygdala, making you sweat, making your heart race, making you out of breath or shallow breathing or any. It needs to overrule. We need to train that part of your brain where your mental, rational, logical leadership can step into character and take charge. And that's all I had for Nordic Mindset Live Gym today. We'll be back next week. And this recording will also be on YouTube today. So, hey, if you're watching on YouTube, great. Thanks for watching our recording. We're going to put these on YouTube every week from now on. And if you've had people, those of you who are here live, if you have had people who have told you, I would love to see what it is, but I can't because it's a bad time for me. Send them to Nordic Mindset YouTube channel, and they can watch this Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And now I have to leave you because I have another meeting in 2 minutes. So thanks everyone for joining in on Nordic Mindset Live. There was a bunch of us here today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 people from 2 or 3 different continents. That's fantastic. 3 different continents. That is fantastic. People from Uganda, from Spain, from Brazil, from Denmark. I don't know if the Portuguese and the people from Spain. My friend Francis here with the palms in the background. I think those are fake, but they're still very beautiful. So thank you very much for being here, guys. And I look forward to seeing you next week as we dive into another powerful tool from Nordic Mindset. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.